Hey, what's up, everybody? And well, no, sorry, I want to redo that. I wanted to start off. I had a different thought in my head. Hey everybody, Happy New Year and welcome to the first 2021 installment of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie, this is Kyle. Kyle, Happy New Year, buddy. How are you?
I'm I guess as good as can be, right?
All things considered, right?
Yeah.
You know? It is 2021 and for tonight's episode we've actually sort of upgraded from a car to a basement. Sitting in chairs talking sports. Very spacious. Good lighting, which we pointed out. Much better than the car lighting. But we're back for the year 2021. Let us be the last to wish you a happy new year out there. Hope everybody's doing well so far in 2021. And if you watched last episode, you'll know that we closed out 2020 by sort of recapping our 3 2020 predictions in the world of sports, which we did not do too well on. But, you know, it's a new year. It's a new year, and that means new and improved sports moments and sports predictions. And that is what we are going to do tonight, is give you our official 3 predictions each for the year 2021 in sports. We'll probably, with our luck, we'll probably fail on all 3 of those as well, but we're still going to give it a good old college try, even though neither one of us are in college anymore, haven't been for years. In the spirit of the new year and togetherness, and I don't know where I was going with that, but Kyle, why don't you kick us off tonight?
Oh boy. I haven't actually given this much thought because I'm still kind of thinking about like what's even going to happen this year, especially when it comes to sports. So I'm going to have to maybe just even dial back. Like some of my predictions might even just be like based on like whether certain sports are even going to happen, the way they're going to happen. I guess so.
Anything is fair game, Kyle. It's a new era. It's a new year. So anything is fair game. There's no prediction too small that you can make.
Okay, well, I think that, alright, maybe a piggyback off last year's. The first one will be, Tom Brady will maybe play for 1 more year on Tampa Bay.
Okay. So he is on a 2-year contract, so this of course being year 1 or 2. So basically what you're saying is that he will not retire after the season, that he will return to the Buccaneers for his second season.
Second season and possibly final season just as a football player. Because he did say 45, right? That was
true, yeah, that's a good point. Alright, so, hey, you know what? At his age, it sort of goes year by year at this point, so that's a very fair prediction to make. Okay, that's one.
Next one? Oh boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have to watch now Kyle's brain in action.
Melting out of my ears. Don't mind that, guys. I guess, alright, maybe I'll make I feel like this year, they might not be able to hold the Olympics. I think that, I feel like they're going to try. Is this supposed to be the winter or summer this year?
Summer,
okay. I feel like they might have to hold off in the Summer Olympics. That's my prediction. I think that they might maybe try. And honestly, I hope I'm wrong. In this prediction, I really hope I'm wrong. I'd like to be wrong, but we'll see how the world goes.
In this rate, who the hell knows? So, it's... Alright, so far you've predicted that Tom Brady will return for another season with the Buccaneers in 2021, and that what was supposed to be 2020 Summer Olympics, now 2021 Summer Olympics, will not be held in the summer of 2021. Okay, so now Kyle, it is time for your third and your final prediction for the year in sports and this year of 2021.
Well, so my third and final prediction. That's cool. Maybe I'm hoping this is more of a hope than a prediction, I guess, but I'm hoping that Robbie and I can attend a game.
Okay.
Of any kind.
Okay. Of any level?
Any kind. Any level, just any kind of game.
You know what? I like that prediction. I like that optimism. I like that hope. And I hope you are correct. I like it. I desperately want us to check that one off the board when we're looking back at the end of 2021. So, all right, I like that. I like that. All right, so again, just to recap, Kyle's three predictions are that Tom Brady will be back with the Buccaneers next season, that the Summer Olympics will not happen this summer as currently scheduled, and that him and I will attend a sporting event of some level, some kind, within the year 2021. So, we shall see. You know what? Like I said, very fair, honest, reasonable predictions. I mean, those, all three of those could go either way, I feel like, at this point. So, it makes sense.
I really hope I'm wrong for the last two.
No, you want to be right for the last.
Or no, sorry.
Yeah.
Or I hope
You hope you're right on the first two, but you kind of hope you're wrong on the middle one. I mean, you hope you're right on the first and last one, and first and last one, and then possibly, and then kind of hope you're wrong on the middle one. Yeah, I got it.
Exactly. Yeah, you know that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
My brain's all scrambled today.
That's okay. That's right. Aren't we all? It's been a day. Hump day. Yeah. All right. So now to my three predictions. So my first prediction kind of goes off of Kyle's first prediction in a sense, and that is that I believe that Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will win at least one playoff game in this upcoming NFL playoffs, which kicks off this weekend, no pun intended. The Bucs are the 5th seed in the NFC and will be playing the 4th seeded Washington football team, which had a losing record in the regular season, but still got the higher seed by virtue of winning their division. So I think the Buccaneers are at the very least, going to beat them. On a personal note, think that the Buccaneers are one of the favorites to win the NFC in total. I'm not willing to go that far, but I will say that I believe that they will win at least one playoff game. So I believe that they will win this upcoming weekend against Washington. So we shall see. Thank you. My second prediction is that in the world of basketball, NBA to be exact, I believe that the Boston Celtics will be a top 4 seed in the 2021 NBA playoffs when they kick off later this spring. I think the Celtics are good enough to earn one of the top 4 seeds in the Eastern Conference. If you're looking at the team on paper, again, they're a very similar makeup to the team that made all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and I believe that even with some injury issues early on, they seem to be playing good basketball. They've been very competitive, and I believe that ultimately they'll have what it takes to be like in the top 4 come playoff time. Seeds 1, 2, either seed 1, 2, 3, 4, probably the 4 seed, but I'll say it's more of a general prediction for me, and that is they'll be top 4 in the East come playoff time. My final prediction is that the 2020, the starting quarterback of the Patriots to start at least to start the 2021 season is not currently on the Patriots. I do not believe, first of all, it sounds like Cam Newton will not be returning to the Patriots. And I just simply do not believe that the other two quarterbacks right on the roster, Jarrett Stidham or Brian Hoyer, are the answer right now when it comes to being the starting quarterback. So I believe that whether it be through free agency or a trade or even through the NFL draft, I believe that the Patriots' starting quarterback to start next season will be someone who is not currently on the team. Will be someone that they acquire in some form or another in this upcoming offseason. So again, to recap my three, Bucks, Tampa Bay Bucks are going to win at least one playoff game. Celtics will finish in the top four, and Patriots 2021 starting quarterback will be someone not currently on their roster. So we shall see. We shall see. 2021 is going to be a long and crazy year, and it will be very interesting to see how things go as we progress through this year, through the coming months as we enter this year. So, with a new year comes new editions of our two favorite end of show segments, and actually, for me, comes the end of this particular segment as for my favorite football teams, the season officially came to an end this past Sunday with the Patriots playing their final game of the 2020 regular season, and they defeated the New York Jets by a final of 28-14. So the Patriots, it's kind of funny, they won their first game of the regular season and won their last game of the regular season. Didn't do too great in the interim, in the middle there, which is why they're not going to the playoffs for the first time since 2008. But good to see them at least end the season on a high note, get a victory, and Cam Newton kind of went out playing one of his better games as a member of the Patriots. If in fact this is his final game in a Patriots uniform, which again all indications are that it will be. So yeah, that's it for Robbie's favorite fantasy football recap for the year 2020. Starting next week, we will go back to Robbie's final thoughts, which is another great segment. So look forward to some new final thoughts in coming episodes as we get further into, like I said, the year 2020 or 21. We're already out of the year 2020, so get further into the year 2021. So now, for the first time in 2021 as well, we have another edition of the amazing, unstoppable Sue's Review segment. Kyle, what are you the Sue's reviewing for your first Sue's Reviews of 2021?
Well, this segment is not changing. Sorry to say, guys. But
why would you be sorry about that? People love this segment.
Oh, really? I hope you guys do. Well, if you don't,
I like this segment.
Oh, thank you. But hey, if it ain't broke, right?
Yeah.
But so what I wanted to review, I was going to review the final Prince of Persia game that I had lined up on the lengthy Prince of Persia game list that I had, but I'm going to take a break of that, and I wanted to review the movie that just came out, the brand new DC Wonder Woman 1984. It's a very hotly anticipated sequel to the original Wonder Woman, and just as the title says, it takes place in the 80s. So, you get to see Wonder Woman's life, what it's like all these years later after the first movie, because if you haven't seen the first movie, it takes place in the early 1900s during World War I. And that movie showed the relationship between Diana, aka Wonder Woman, and Steve Trevor, who was this Air Force pilot, this Army pilot that she fell in love with. But so Wonder Woman 84, it's a very It's an interesting movie. It's kind of a mixed bag, I'd say. It's not it's not. I wouldn't say it's the best comic book movie I've seen. Like, there's definitely some storytelling flaws, a couple pacing issues, but I think it's good. I think it's a pretty good movie, and I think it's better than a lot of people give it credit for. A lot of people hate this movie. They have like taken this movie to just like and just beating it up on the internet, Twitter.
Guys, you gotta stop beating up those movies.
I know, right?
It's not good. It's not good for your health.
Yeah, seriously. And yes, the movie is a lot sillier than the first one. The first one, Wonder Woman ends up, she has to stop World War I, so the tone of it is a little bit more gritty. Whereas in this movie, it's kind of in the 80s, and you could tell they really took advantage of that, decade. And I thought, there were a lot of really great scenes that took advantage of that. But at the same time, the villains are a little more hokey in this one. They're a lot sillier. One of them ends up becoming like a cheetah by the end of the movie. Spoiler alert. But I mean, you guys pretty much knew that because this trailer's already spoiled that scene anyway. So it's like, okay. And then this other main villain, I'm not going to tell you what happens because his name is Max Lord. He's played by Pedro Pascal, who also plays the Mandalorian, for those of you who don't watch that. And he I thought was a very good villain, despite being he kind of hammed up a bit, but he also put a lot of heart in it as well. And he was actually one of my favorite parts of the movie. Gal Gadot is very good as Wonder Woman, as always. She's the best Wonder Woman, I think, on screen. But, and then of course Chris Pine comes back as Steve Trevor. For those of you who don't know what happened in the first Wonder Woman movie, I'm not going to tell you either, but in this movie, he comes back as his younger self, and you're wondering, oh, how did this happen? And, well, the movie explains it in kind of a strange way. That's where things that start to get a little weird, and you kind of question, like, oh, okay, all right. That's where the plot gets kind of silly, and it's people have a lot of problem with it, and I get it. And a lot of stuff I feel like there's a lot of plot holes that doesn't really make sense. And by the end of the movie, you're kind of scratching your head. You're like, oh, okay, what was the point of all this? But
I was just scratching my head randomly. Nothing to do with that. Actually.
There you go. Yeah. You see, it even confused Robbie, and Robbie didn't even see the movie. So that's
True.
just the nature of that.
True. Totally confused right now. Just mine's going 400 million different ways.
Yep. But it's a decent movie. It's a movie you can watch with your kids because it is very silly. It's not as dark as like Batman v Superman or apparently the upcoming R-rated Justice League Snyder cut that's coming out now, which I will be reviewing as soon as it comes out in March or whatever. But this one is definitely a lot lighter. It feels more of like the kind of the 1980s, like Christopher Reeve, 1970s, 1980s. 70s, 80s Christopher Reeve Superman movies, and also 1970s Wonder Woman TV show. So it kind of fits more that tone. So it doesn't take itself too seriously, which is kind of nice. But at the same time, there's just a lot of like plot holes that I'm sure will bug some people. But at the end of the day, it's a fun movie. You can watch with your kids. The action scenes are great. So don't think too hard about the movie, and I think you'll enjoy it. So. But yeah, if you're one that really kind of like digs in all the plot holes and everything, yeah, see Robbie's thinking very hard about it. So don't think too hard about it.
Too hard, okay? Too hard.
That's what explode, man. But yeah, it's a fun time. And you can watch it on HBO Max. If you have HBO Max, you can watch that movie for free. You don't have to go to theaters. It's out there, so check it out. If you have the streaming service and you're just looking for something fun to watch, then yeah, check it out. So Wonder Woman 84.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you, Kyle, for that rousing first Sue's reviews of 2021. Looking forward to a lot more good ones here in the new year. And like I said, hope everybody is having a great 2021 so far, staying safe, staying healthy. And we are very excited to be back with more episodes coming your way in this year 2021. More sitting in random places talking about sports.
Our venues will change all the time, so you don't know where we're going to be. So it could be outside, it could be in a car.
One of us could be outside, one of us could be inside. You just don't know.
Zoom it. We can Zoom.
Yeah, really don't know. But we.
Oh, the other thing I did want to announce though, really quick, for this year, I am making a change. I forgot. Sorry, this kind of just popped in my head.
Okay.
Before we end the segment or the show, I did want to point out there for the new year, that if anyone has any recommendations, if anyone wants me to review something,
Ooh, yeah, of course.
then chances are, I mean, you know, there's a slight chance maybe I haven't seen the movie, but I will maybe even try to get around seeing it. So if you guys have any questions or have something you want me to review, then feel free to let me know on Facebook, YouTube, however way you guys want to communicate. Just shout it out and say, hey, can you review this? And I'll do my best to watch or listen or play whatever you guys want me to review. So
Definitely hit him up with those suggestions. He's ready for them.
okay.
All right, so that is going to do it for the first 2021 installment of On Couch Talking Sports. Thanks as always, everybody, for tuning in. And as always, he's Kyle, I'm Robbie, and we'll see you next time on Couch Talking Sports. Bye, everybody.